Hey, turn it off!
Let's go!
Welcome everybody to week 8 of Kleschka Picks. I'm not crying, you are! Alright, we had a whole week of come from behind wins, last minute wins last week. Now, let's get started with the Thursday game, the Falcons and the Panthers. The Falcons, they lost to the Lions because Matthew Stafford was able to throw a game-winning touchdown, and the Panthers lost a close one against the Saints. We got a division matchup right here. The Falcons keep blowing games, and the Panthers have been solid for a good chunk of the season. Teddy Bridgewater's been looking good. Robbie Anderson has certainly been a surprise receiver for the team, and Christian McCaffrey's coming back soon, but Mike Davis has been good in his absence. So give me the Carolina Panthers beating the Falcons 33-24. Rams and Dolphins. The Rams had a good win last week over the Bears. Their defense did very well, and the offense was even better, especially the run attack with Darrell Henderson, Malcolm Brown, and Cam Akers getting high rush totals for the team. And they have the Dolphins, who had a bye week last week, but this week is the official first start for Tua. You got a few plays in before the bye week, and I don't think it's going to be smooth sailing this week against the Rams. The defense looked very good. Aaron Donald has been great, so I think he's going to put a lot of pressure on Tua, and I think he's going to struggle in his first career start. Give me the Rams 27-24. Steelers and Ravens. The Steelers got a win last week over the Titans, just barely getting out of there with that W thanks to Steven Gostkowski. Could have tied the game with a field goal, taken it to overtime, but he was like, nah, I'm just going to shank this. He's been doing that quite often this season. The Ravens were on a bye week last week, but they are led by Lamar Jackson, who is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Hasn't really been Lamar Jackson from last year. That Lamar Jackson, very impressive. The one we've seen this year, not exactly the same, but I still think he is great. And they added Dez Bryant, who I don't see making an immediate impact on the Ravens, and the Steelers have been great offensively and defensively all around. They're the only undefeated team left also, by the way. So give me the Steelers right here, 23-20. Patriots and Bills. Both of these teams performed very poorly last week. Josh Allen and the Bills were able to get the win over the Jets with no touchdowns. It was all field goals. And then you have the Patriots, who performed just very, very bad. It was only a 6-point effort for the Patriots. Cam Newton was taken out of the game this week. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know if the Patriots keep stinking it up. I don't know if Josh Allen returns to that MVP form we saw early in the season. It's really a guessing game, but I think this one's going to be close, and I think the Bills will come out on top, 24-17. Titans and Bengals. We talked about Gostkowski missing that field goal, causing the Titans to lose that game instead of going to overtime. And the Bengals, they fell victim to one of the many game-winning plays this week. The Browns got that one on them. They took the L. This week, I don't think the Titans will have a problem with the Bengals. Obviously, the Titans were playing the Steelers, a great team so far this season. The Bengals, not so much. Joe Burrow has struggled. He's had a few unlucky games. This week, I think the Titans are just going to straight dominate. Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, all of them. The receiving core, I think it's going to be a great week for them. They're just going to torch this Cincinnati defense. I think Tennessee wins 34-24. The Raiders and the Browns. The Browns, like I said, they got that game-winning play that got them the win over the Bengals, but in that win, they lost Odell Beckham Jr., which is obviously going to hurt this team. The Raiders, they were blown out by the Buccaneers. They took an L as well. I think this week, the Raiders are going to have a comeback game. They're going to look strong. I think Derek Carr is going to have a great performance, and I think Cleveland is going to struggle. They have those games where they feel they're on top of the mountain, and then sometimes they're buried like 50 feet under. So this week, give me the Raiders 30-20. Colts and Lions. The Colts were on a bye week last week, and the Lions got one of those many game-winning plays against the Falcons. So many game-winning plays last week. Anyways, the Colts have had a great defense this season. Their offense could be better. The Lions in recent weeks have looked very good. They've been getting wins, and their rush attack has looked better than I have seen it in most recent years, thanks to DeAndre Swift. And somebody also said,
oh, the Lions' rush has never been that good. Has he heard of Barry Sanders?
I meant in recent years, not like their whole history. Obviously, Barry Sanders is great. Anyways, this week, I think the Colts, fresh off a bye week and being one of the best defenses in the NFL right now, I think they will be able to shut down the Lions and win 27-17. Chiefs and Jets. The Chiefs, they blew out the Broncos. Are we surprised? The Jets took another L. Are we surprised? I'm telling you, I really do feel like they're going to go 0-16. It's looking more and more possible each and every week. And Le'Veon Bell didn't have to wait long to face his former team, the New York Jets. Seems like they treated him pretty badly there. Any player that is on the Jets right now really is just struggling. And I don't think it's the talent of the players. I think it's the organization as a whole. Anyways, I don't think we got to talk about this one long. The Super Bowl champion Chiefs against the Jets. I imagine this will be an absolute blowout. I see Kansas City putting up 40+ points again. I think it'll be 48-13. Chargers and Broncos. The Chargers beat the Jaguars last week, and Justin Herbert is proving that he is probably the best player from last year's draft. Out of everyone that has started so far, he has looked the best, no doubt. The Broncos, they played the Chiefs, and I mean, come on. Unless you're on the Chiefs level or close to it, you're most likely going to get blown out. This week, I think that Herbert's great season continues. I think the Broncos might give him a little bit of a struggle, but honestly, he's looked so good this season that I think he will be able to prevail with that offense and his wide receiver core with a good mix of running backs. Give me the Chargers winning 26-20. Saints and Bears. The Saints barely snuck a win against the Panthers, and the Bears, they were absolutely shut down by the Rams and their defense. It did not look good for them. This week, I actually feel like it's going to be a closer game. The Saints can't seem to get Michael Thomas together. They keep having problems with him each and every week. It was injuries, then it was attitude problems. So who knows how that's all going there. And Emmanuel Sanders has really not been able to be that second receiver that they wanted. Then you have the Bears, who have had some succession with Nick Foles. And Nick Foles actually said this. He'd rather win ugly than lose pretty, which they were doing. They were winning ugly. And I don't think you're going to be able to win ugly against the Saints. Okay, you might be able to slow them down just a tiny bit. But even with Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara being one of the best running backs this season, I think that the Saints are going to have this no problem. I think they win 24-17. My Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. My Seahawks took an L for the first time this season. Honestly, I shouldn't be complaining much. It could be way worse when I look at all the other teams. But the Seahawks, yes, we took a loss against the Cardinals. We should have had it, honestly. We were just giving that game away. The defense, I know, has not been the strongest this season for the Seahawks. My bad. We've been giving up points like crazy, but Russell was turning the ball over like crazy. I'll tell you one thing. One good thing that came out of that game was DK Metcalf running down Budda Baker. Oh my God. Budda Baker had no idea that he was there, and then he just looks over his shoulder and you see DK Metcalf like, dude, if he was running at me like that, I'd be scared too. I'd be like, oh my God, that was so even though Russell threw an interception on that play, watching DK run him down was one of the best things ever. And then you got the 49ers, who blew out the Patriots. Jeff Wilson in the run game looked very good, and Jimmy Garoppolo got a win against his old team in their stadium. I'm sure that feels good too. This week, I feel like it's going to be an offensive explosion. Like I said, I don't predict our defense to be amazing or lights out. So I think Russ is going to go back to hopefully not turning the ball over, but I mean, he's still got the yards, he's still got the touchdowns. He's going to be that MVP Russ that we're all hoping he's going to win this season. At least Seattle Nation is, the 12s. Come on. It's going to be a close rivalry game. I think the Seahawks win 31-27. Eagles and Cowboys. The Eagles, they beat the Giants last week on another game-winning play. So many, just so many. And the Cowboys, oh my God, the Cowboys, they took an L to the football team, and they looked so bad. They could only muster a field goal. I don't know for Dallas, man. This season just looks horrendous. You lost Dak Prescott. Andy Dalton took a hard hit to the head, which had to take him out of the game. So Ben DiNucci came in, and honestly, their offense has looked just straight terrible since Dak Prescott got injured. So I don't think they're going to be any threat to Philadelphia this week. I think the Eagles will beat the Cowboys 23-10. Buccaneers and Giants. The Giants were victim to that game-winning play from the Eagles. And the Buccaneers, Tom Brady is showing that he is not done. I was saying that, all he does is throw dinks and little just like throws to the side, and then he lets his receivers do the work. But he threw an absolute bomb to Scotty Miller that made me go, oh, okay. You still got that arm strength, Brady. All right. And obviously, he's got one of the best football IQs, and they put up so many points against the Raiders last week against a pretty mediocre Giants team. I think he will do that once again, along with that stacked offense, which is going to have Antonio Brown pretty soon. So, oh my God, who knows if he'll still be crazy and he'll be released in a few weeks. Who knows if he goes in there and he just dominates. But remember, him and Tom Brady, they got a history. He was in New England for a short amount of time, actually scored a touchdown with them in that short period. But this week, I imagine it's going to be a blowout. I think the Buccaneers win 33-17. Well, Kleschka Crew, thank you so much for watching Week 8 of Kleschka Picks. If you made it to the end of this video, I want you to comment your favorite game-winning play from last week. Was it the Eagles on the Giants? Was it the Lions on the Falcons? The Browns on the Bengals? There were so many. I might actually be missing a few, but like the video, subscribe, tell your mom, your dad, your grandma, and grandpa, your pets, your friends, your aunt, your uncle, your brother, your sister, everybody you know to subscribe if they haven't already. It's free. I would appreciate it. I got this, and I will see you next time.